When a crisis hits, most founders just react. They scramble, they panic, and they lose control of the narrative. But a select few, the top 1%, do things differently. They're like airline pilots in a storm. They don't just react, they execute. They follow a pre-written playbook, a checklist that helps them turn chaos into an opportunity. They get that a major crisis isn't a matter of if, but when. So today, we're opening up that secret playbook. We're giving you the strategies that 99% of founders don't have, so you can stop scrambling and start leading. Welcome to MBA in Minutes, your spot to get a deeper understanding of complex business concepts in a bite-sized, digestible format. It's your MBA simplified. Section 1. The Myth of Winging It. Look, we all love to think that pure grit and hustle are enough to get us through a storm. But let's be real. When your cash flow suddenly dries up, your flagship product fails, or your reputation gets dragged through the mud, grit isn't a strategy. Trying to wing it is like trying to build a raft in the middle of a hurricane. The startups that actually make it through don't just have hustle. They have a lifeboat waiting on the shore. They've prepared for the storm long before it ever shows up on the radar. A crisis is any event that threatens your company's operations, reputation, or flat-out existence. Think of it as a rogue wave that's too big for your day-to-day boat to handle. In those moments, having a playbook is the only thing that separates the survivors from the statistics. So, let's open it up. Section 2. Play. Number 1. The Pre-Mortem Protocol. Alright, the first play from the top 1%'s book is something called the Pre-Mortem Protocol. Now, most companies wait until a project fails and then do a post-mortem to figure out what went wrong. Elite founders flip that script. They run a fire drill for disaster. They work to figure out what could kill their company before there's any smoke. This isn't just about sitting around and worrying. It's a structured exercise. Get your team in a room and ask one simple question. Let's imagine it's 18 months from now and our startup has failed. What killed us? Brainstorm every possible threat you can think of. A sudden financial shock, a supply chain collapse, a massive data breach, or even a key person walking out the door. Once you have that list of what could go wrong, you can build simple, actionable plans for each scenario. The point isn't to perfectly predict the future, but to have your escape routes mapped out. The goal is to have a plan so clear that when the alarm bells ring, you can just focus on execution. Section 3. Play number 2. The Communications Cascade. Next up is the Communications Cascade. In a crisis, silence isn't golden, it's deadly. How you communicate can either save or sink your brand. Think of your communication as the anchor in a storm of rumors and panic. Top founders know this, so they establish their communication rules long before they're ever needed. This means having pre-drafted message templates for your customers, your partners, and your own team ready to go. When a crisis hits, that first hour is absolutely critical. You have to be the director of the story, framing the narrative before someone else does. Your playbook should name a single, trusted spokesperson to deliver one consistent message. Be radically transparent about what you know, and just as importantly, what you don't know yet. That honesty builds trust and acts as the steady hand that calms a team and reassures your customers. Your communication plan is what keeps your brand anchored when the waters get choppy. Section 4. Play 3. The Values Compass. When you're in the middle of a crisis, it's easy to get lost in the fog of data. But numbers aren't everything. The third play is all about using your company's core values as a compass to guide you. Relying only on data is like driving a car by staring only at the speedometer instead of the road ahead. Tough calls are coming your way. You might have to freeze spending, pivot the entire business, or even let good people go. In these high-stakes moments, your values are the only true north that can keep you grounded. The founders who really thrive in these moments use the crisis to double down on their mission and culture. They openly explain how their values are shaping their tough decisions, which builds an incredible amount of trust with the team. Think about it. Are you a customer-first company? Your actions during a product recall will be the ultimate test. Do you say you value your team? How you handle layoffs will define your culture for years to come. Your values aren't just feel-good words on a wall. They're your most powerful tool for finding your way when everything is on the line. So there you have it. 3 of the most critical plays from the Crisis Playbook. If you found this breakdown valuable and want more strategies like this for founders, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's the biggest crisis you've ever had to navigate as a leader? So, what do the best founders do differently? They run a fire drill for failure with a pre-mortem protocol. They drop an anchor in the storm with a Communications Cascade, and they navigate through the fog with a values compass. They don't leave their company's survival up to chance. They understand that a crisis management system isn't about preventing chaos. It's about having the structure in place to act decisively, maintain trust, and even find a way to grow when things get tough. Building this playbook isn't just good practice. It's what will keep you standing when the storm passes.